going across Facebook, and I just noticed this trending. It's about MoviePass, and it's reports on the box office for films like Justice League, Coco, and especially these smaller films like Three Billboards, and how it's been impacting it either in a small but notable way, or for Three Billboards' sake, a huge increase basically in the box office.
Yes, absolutely. It's and this was something that I predicted early on. Like last week, we talked about we talked about really the implications of MoviePass last week, and we also talked about Cinemark Movie Club. We went into that too, which a lot of people have been watching on YouTube. Thanks so much for that; it means a lot.
Yeah.
But we broke that down kind of, and a lot of people kind of either giving me corrections or giving me their own input about Cinemark MoviePass. A lot of people have been agreeing with me or agreeing with us in the fact that it's really concession based, but that's neither here nor there when it comes to MoviePass. But as far as this goes, I remember talking about it with Dominic, and I remember saying too, I said with this MoviePass, I said it's one of those things where I really think that MoviePass could wind up being, and I could be, again, now we got the figures to prove it, it could wind up being a champion for smaller movies. People are going to go see Star Wars The Last Jedi. They could not air trailers this whole week and people would still go see it. The same thing with Justice League. These movies people will go see. They could get an 8 or an 80 on Rotten Tomatoes. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So there's a couple good breakdown figures. I'm just going to address the big ones over here. That courtesy of Deadline Hollywood right now. Writer Anthony, got a real cool name over here. Anthony I can't even say it.
That's how cool it is.
That's how cool it is.
Only he knows.
Anthony D'Alessandro, I think is how you say it. That's a real cool name. I like that. So anyway, to break down, I'll go into these figures though, because there's some really interesting figures here, okay? MoviePass's ticket purchases accounted for 13.21% of the opening box office for Roman J. Israel. This represents more than 6 times an increase following that movement of the box office that MoviePass contributes to nationwide. Following that, MoviePass, and this is the big one, MoviePass's ticket purchases rep 10% of the opening box office for Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is insane. Now, contrary though, MoviePass represented 1.78% of the opening box office for Justice League, and it represented 1.34% for Coco. Now, what that tells me though, first off, this is what that tells me. Number one, people are using MoviePass for movies they generally wouldn't go see in the theater. Like Roman J. Israel, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. These are outstanding movies. Not really necessary on a big screen, but they do need to be seen one way or another. Justice League and Coco, people are not only going to see to begin with, but that's also targeted towards families.
Yeah.
Or targeted towards going in groups with friends. So MoviePass might not be the one thing that you use to go see these movies.
Yeah.
But isn't that incredible though, that 10% of the opening box office for Three Billboards, which totaled about 320,000, was thanks to MoviePass.
Yeah, you really think about there are movies out there. You have Lady Bird, you have Three Billboards, you have these movies that are coming out right now near the end of the year, and we have all these big blockbusters coming out too, back to back. We have Thor, Justice League, now we got Star Wars, and then you have the Christmas movies that are going to be coming out. It's Showsman, Jumanji, all of that. These movies, Pitch Perfect 3, all that are going to be attracting this large audience and everything. And we talked about this when a few weeks ago, I think, just talking about smaller movies getting big box office debuts and whatnot. We were nobody's not many people will go see these movies. Something like MoviePass gives them the ability to go see that, because it's you use MoviePass to go see it. You're paying that $8 a month. You might as well go see a movie while you're doing it.
I think it's doing its part. It's still early to say because we don't even know if MoviePass could financially still sustain itself in another year or two. But I think right now it's gotten to the point where it's it's getting people to go back to the movies. And if people have money to spend, and this is why if I was a theater owner, or if I was a theater CEO, I'd be all for this. Because you know what? The money, the $13, $14, $15, because it is that expensive in some areas, that people would pay for a movie ticket, they can now spend on box office, on concessions, on popcorn, on soda, and all this other stuff. You know what I mean?
One of my
and
friends,
that's where you make your money anyway as a theater. What the hell do you care about
one of my
ticket prices?
friends that came to see Disaster Artist with me has MoviePass, and he got his ticket with MoviePass.
Use the app and everything.
Yeah, use the app and everything. I got to see it hands-on right there. And then because he got to save money with that, He did exactly what you said. He bought a large bucket of popcorn.
And this is the thing, though. If anybody should be concerned, really, it's not the theater. I've said it before. $15 ticket. Theater managers, okay? You're lucky. The theater itself is lucky to make 20 to 35 cents on that ticket.
Yeah.
They do not make anything. The studio, for lack of a better term, robs them of their profit margin.
It's concessions where they make their money.
That's why your popcorn's $8,
Yeah.
okay? Is because that's where they make money. So, if anything, the movie studio should be skeptical about this, not the theater. The theater ain't making anything on tickets anyway. What do they care so much? Like, why does the founder... That's what I don't understand.
Of
Why does the
Cinemark.
founder... It's not even him. It's the founder of AMC. Why does he care so much?
Yeah.
Like honestly, man, you know, you're going to be making hand over fist with concession stands, too. You're already making a lot of money on concessions to begin with. AMC's not going anywhere.
I mean, like, you know, he could be like, but, you know, eventually, like, you know, the little change that we get from each ticket adds up. It's like, but still, the amount of like money you could be getting from concessions when people are saving their money is even better.
Yeah, and that's the next intelligent thing to do. Raise ticket prices and then make it even worse for people that want to get concessions too. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't get them a lot. Part of the reason too is if I ate popcorn every time I went to the theater, I'd be about 300 pounds heavier than I am right now. That's
Like,
part of the reason.
I'm going to see Last Jedi at an AMC, and me and my dad, we're gonna grab food before we go see it because my dad is like, I'm not gonna pay $5 for a box of candy. Like,
It's
he
true.
loves Twizzlers. He'll sneak them in if he has to.
That's what people do.
But like, he's like, I'm not paying $5 for it.
Yeah, exactly. People are.
And I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. And like, you know, I jokingly said too, because I'm seeing Star Wars. That's Friday at 8:45 in the morning. Man, I hope they got like some pancakes or something, like some sausage links or something for me. But anyway, though, here's what Khalid Edom he's the VP of Business Development at MoviePass. He actually said it really well. He said, and this is a good kind of a humanization of MoviePass too. He said, and I quote, "Studio and distributor executives are increasingly understanding our impact on box office receipts, but we've moved beyond ideological discussions in Hollywood to the tactical. How we can with studios and distributors to actively influence movie-going behavior in order to have our subscribers select and buy tickets to their titles over other movie options." So what that tells me, what that really tells me right there, is saying that, like, this is our solution to compete with Netflix. And this is why people should go to the movies, not stay at home. And I'll tell you right now, if you can find a way to do that and be successful at that, make people see
You will win people back.
Make people see an advantage to putting on pants and leaving the house. That is something else.
Yeah.
You know,
because you're already paying the reason you're paying for that next Netflix subscription each month. You start paying for this each month, you kind of have that obligation. Well, I got to use it for something. What's out in theaters? What has the highest rating on Rotten Tomatoes right now? Oh, 3 Billboards. Oh, Lady Bird. Let me go check this movie out.
I was just going to mention that, interestingly, I would like to see what Lady Bird affected, you know, how Lady Bird affected, you know, how MoviePass affected it. You know?
Yeah. I want to know about, like, all those, like, smaller movies, honestly.
I'm glad they're releasing figures because I really didn't know if they were going to or not. And like I said, I remember, you could probably go back because it's on YouTube. You could probably go back and find out where I said it, too, because we've talked about MoviePass so much.
Yeah, MoviePass has been coming. MoviePass has been talked about since I've been here.
And I got an announcement too coming up. But I'll say this though, is that I plan on I thought right when it dropped its price, I said you're probably going to see a push for smaller movies now. And look what's happening. The other one too is that MoviePass has also, they recently just announced, I don't know the specifics of this, so I can't really talk about it, but they've recently partnered with Cinemark too. They've recently partnered, or not Cinemark, they've recently partnered with Costco, excuse me. Costco offers now a 1-year MoviePass and Fandor subscription for $89.99. Again, I'll tell you right now, for as much as we go to the movies, that's a great deal.
It is.
But on top of that too, if you're going to pay $13 a ticket, God, $90 for $13 a ticket, what does that got to be like? What does that round out to be like? Maybe 8 movie tickets, 7 movie tickets?
In the year. Like, and the movies we go see,
yeah,
like, for real.
Yeah, of course.
We can knock that out within a month.
I'll say that probably will take care of itself. I was going to say, if I get, and this will lead to what I was going to say, I could probably have MoviePass pay for itself for me probably within the first 3 months.
Yeah.
At most, I think. Now, that leads me to my announcement. I don't know if you're going to jump on board too. I'm signing up for MoviePass the first of the year, January 1st. I'm signing up for the MoviePass, and that's going to be good too because I will be able to talk about my experience with it on air and share it with you. You know what I mean? Share it with the listeners and stuff like that because I've been following it. I'm a notoriously skeptical person. I always say I act like I'm 60 years old with my money in terms of what I want to buy, and like especially with subscriptions. Like with subscriptions,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm very cautious in terms of what I want to give money to. I'm always my parents have like it wasn't even my parents have bred me. I'm just kind of naturally skeptical, and especially with something like this. Like I really want to see how this played out, and I've given it several months, and I'm at the point right now where I'm thinking it's starting to get stupid if I don't at least try it. It really is. I think so. I don't know if you're planning on getting
it. I won't be getting it at the beginning of the year unless if I find a campus job here that can sustain the $8 a month that I'll be taking out of my bank account.
Yeah.
Because truly, I've been saving money, of course, but still with my other subscriptions that I'm already taking the money out. It's taking the Xbox Live. It's already taking the money out each month or
That's
yearly.
what it is, yes.
And it's like adding another one to that. It's like if I still had a job going on, I would totally do it. But come summer, yeah, I'm definitely grabbing it for the summer blockbuster movies. Honestly,
that's good. And like I said too, because I'm not. And you can go back and listen to the other video to talk about this. I'm not I go to Cinemark every week. I'm not jumping on board that Cinemark movie club.
I'm not either.
I don't see the value in it. I really don't. And I think that right now it's gotten to the point where it's like, if anything, if I was a theater too, I'd try to partner with MoviePass to buy a MoviePass subscription in the theater. I'm serious. Like I think that's what they should do. Like Costco's smart, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean if you can even get Marcus theaters to partner with you, that's a step in the right
Instead
direction.
of doing your
AMC's
own,
not gonna do it. AMC's not your friend.
Instead of doing your own thing or trying to come up with your own version of MoviePass, because the way Marcus was trying to do it for a while was okay, you pay $25 and we're gonna give you a list of movies that you can choose from. Rather than any movie you want to choose from. You should partner up with MoviePass. You can see what kind of deal you can make out of it. It would be the smarter thing to do.
I think it's a smart business decision. I really do. I think it's one of those situations where it's it makes a lot of sense. And I just love though that with these figures being released because that's the one thing I'm always a figure kind of guy when it comes to movies and stuff. I wish that for movies that were on video on demand, I wish we got how many people rented it on Amazon or how many people something like that. I wish we got Netflix analytics better too. I wish we got
the Netflix analytics that we do get aren't that great.
They're not the thing is and they're what the other thing is too is I hate to use this term, but they're also you saw it this week. They're clickbaity titles too. They're somebody watch B movie 357 days 357 days in a row. I don't care. How many people watch the Meyerowitz stories? You know what I mean? Okja. How many people saw that? Mudbound.
How many people have seen your Netflix original stuff?
I don't care. Some schmuck watches B movie for you're good for him. You know what I mean? Well, it's very nice. He probably feels very proud. Look at him now.
I'm on an article.
It's whatever. But I like this though. And I mean, I'm just gonna say these figures one more time and then we'll kind of conclude the show. But MoviePass's ticket purchases accounted for 13.21% of the opening box office for Roman J. Israel. And it accounted for 10% of the opening box office. 10% of $322,000 for 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
That's awesome.
And I've said it before, too. I've said it before on the show, is that, when it comes down to it, the cut and dry right now, I don't really care if people agree with me on my opinion on movies. I can be dead wrong on a lot of things. I don't really care. I don't really care if people even, totally, get involved and read every review that I do. What's more important to me is that people go and see good movies. I'll be repping. I'll be doing this for as long as I can foresee, and it's always gonna be about movie first. You know what I mean? More so than me. I would rather people, hear me say 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is one of the best films of the year. Okay, don't even read my review. Go see it. Go off of that.
Yeah.
Make your own judgment. I write these reviews as a conduit. You know what I mean?
Something to read after. Even.
Something to read even after. As long as the modicum of popularity that I have, if I can use it to get people to go see good, quality, substantial, enlightening entertainment, that's enough for me. And if
MoviePass can be the tool to help that.
And I think it really is. That's why I got very optimistic. Skeptical, but optimistic. Because I said this is going to be almost a revolutionary thing if it can be sustained. And I think you're seeing that now.